So this is about the Consumer Protection Act 2007, which has later been replaced by the Competition and Consumer Protection Act 2014. So that's the year that the law was actually written. So this is about protecting consumers mainly from poor information and poor treatment by retailers. So the previous law, called the Sale of Goods and Supply of Services Act, that talked more about the type of goods that we can expect to buy, the minimum rights we have in terms of the goods we buy and the services we get. This is now more about how retailers treat consumers. We have to treat consumers with respect. So the first thing is you can't lie to a consumer. So lying to consumers, saying that a product is, let's say, weighs 100 kilos and it doesn't weigh 100 kilos, that a product is 1 meter 50 tall and it's not 1 meter 50 tall. So they're very obvious they're lying to a consumer. Misleading the consumer is not where you tell a lie, but where you allow the consumer to believe something that is not true. So if I see an advertisement on television at Christmas and it's advertising a kid's toy, and I see there's like a car, for example, a remote control car moving around and there's a controller with it, I expect that if I open the box and I buy this product, I will have that controller, I will have that car in it, and I will put the car on the ground, take the controller out of the box, and the car will move exactly the way I saw it in the advertisement. If I have to go and spend extra money to buy the controller, or maybe to buy batteries, and I wasn't told about this, then I've been misled. I assume that the product will look exactly the same as what I saw in the advertisement. So advertisements have to be genuine and honest. The next thing is that you can't engage in aggressive practices. So you can't intimidate a consumer. You can't harass a consumer. So phoning a consumer every evening to try and force them to buy your good, that's not acceptable. If somebody phones you and say, I want to sell you a Virgin package for your TV, if you say, no, I don't want that, then they shouldn't phone you again and try and sell you the same thing again. So that's been aggressive. You're trying to intimidate or harass the consumer into buying your product. And the last one then is in terms of pricing of products. It must be very clear when they price it. If they say, for example, something is 50% off, it must have been sold at a higher price before and they have dropped the price. If they say discounts on here, there must actually be products that have been lowered in price for this particular discount. There are certain products that you must actually very clearly label the price. So for example, petrol stations, they have to display the price visible from out on the road. So prices of goods, there are certain rules, and the minister in the government who's responsible for this can alter these rules. He can even control the maximum prices or the minimum prices. So for example, recently, people have got worried in society about the cost of alcohol, cheap alcohol, and it's leading to a problem of alcoholism in Ireland. So the government can turn around and say that alcohol must be sold at a certain minimum price. You're not allowed to sell alcohol below a certain level for the benefit of society. So there's the four main rules that we have in the Consumer Protection Act 2007, which was then replaced by the Competition and Consumer Protection Act. Now I expect you at this stage to have written down notes and examples, maybe examples from your own family where you might think about those laws having been broken.